Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 3 of the second round where the Rangers, they win. I wish I could say stress-free, but they win. This is how the playoff run is going to go, isn't it? Every win we get is going to have to be painstaking. Somehow, a 3-1 victory for the Rangers is the highest scoring game of the series to this point, which is a statistic that is somehow real. It was Antti Raanta putting on a great show in Game 1 and 2, but today it was Igor's turn, and he was magnificent, aside from one goal that was the definition of a softie. We got stuff to talk about before that goal, because Rangers score first in the first period, a little over halfway through. Rangers on a power play. We're passing it around. Panarin, a beautiful cross-ice pass over to Mika Zibanejad, left wide open, and he snipes one past Antti Raanta. A gorgeous goal by Mika Zibanejad, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead. And I will say, the Mika Zibanejad goal was massive, because until that point, the Rangers were getting killed. I want to say the Hurricane had 8 or 9 shots on goal before we had our first one. We somehow only, and I specify only, got outshot in the first period, 17-13. It felt like they ran our show for the first half of that period. Big power play goal from Mika Zibanejad. The Rangers have a 1-0 lead going into the second, where Chris Kreider with a beautiful goal, stick handles insanely well behind the net, gets out in front, a beautiful shot that sneaks past Antti Raanta. He roofed that thing, and the Rangers take a 2-0 lead before having it cut to a 1-goal lead. All right, I have defended Igor Shesterkin relentlessly in this playoff series, in this playoff run, actually. This is, no hyperbole, one of the worst goals Igor has ever allowed. This was a muffin backhander by Nino Niederreiter, and it was a good distance, completely clean. You gotta have that. Luckily, that was the only goal he allowed, and he was brilliant today. There were a plethora of brilliant saves by Igor Shesterkin, so you're not going to get too hard on him, but boy, oh boy, that is a goal you do not want to see, especially when that could have easily shifted the momentum of the game, because that made it from a 2-0 lead to a 2-1 lead. Thankfully, it didn't come back to haunt us. Speaking of haunt us, however, waning minutes of the third, empty net for the Hurricanes. Kreider all alone. Wide open net. Empty net specifically. And off the post at point-blank range. I said about Shesterkin having to have that save. Kreider, I get that it ended up not costing us the game, but man, oh man, there is not going to be many easier goals than that. You just gotta. However, because Kreider missed his wide-open net, the Rangers score what might be my favorite goal of the season. Tyler Mott is in a puck battle at our blue line, and kind of wins it and just kind of yeets it down the ice to try to clear. And it goes in. This was a complete accident. And this wasn't an accident with offense in mind, right? Because we've seen that. Panarin had a goal this postseason where he tries to pass it across ice and it bounces off of a skate. Keandre Miller scored a goal that bounced off of a skate, right? We've seen that type of goal before. When I say accident, I don't mean he was trying to set up another goal and then score. This was just, I want to get the puck out, yeet, and it went in. I also love the fact that everyone on the ice, on the benches, they weren't celebratory or sad or happy. They were just equally confused. It's not gonna go in the net. What are the odds? Now, overall, the story for this game is that the Rangers offense did enough against a team that is very, very stingy with goals, the most stingy of any team in the league this season, in the Carolina Hurricanes. So their offense did enough, but the real story is this is the first playoff game, the first playoff win for the Rangers, I should specify, that was completely stolen by the brilliance of Igor Shesterkin. The Hurricanes put 44 shots on net, and above that, the Rangers gave the puck away today 35 times. So I'm not going to say we played a good defensive game, and we weren't particularly good offensively with the puck. We scored a couple of goals, but we weren't anything special. This game was stolen by the absolute brilliance of Igor Shesterkin. He played a great game. Yeah, that goal was terrible, but the other 43 shots, he was a brick wall, and only down 1 in the series now. This is a little statistic that is fascinating to look at. This is also a neat little statistic to throw in. The Hurricanes have played 6 games at home and 4 on the road. They are 6-0 at home and 0-4 away from home. So, think it 0 for 5 Tuesday, which brings me into that. Rangers back at it Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're still in Madison Square Garden, and the Rangers are going to look to tie up the series at 2 apiece and send it back tied to Carolina, which would be massive after the first 2 performances, let's say, for the Rangers. So that is all I have to say for the afternoon. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.